Here are some of the fabulous old photos I've found of early automobiles, spotted and photographed in Northern California in the early 1900s. I'm not sure which is more interesting, the old cars in this video or the people posing with them. All of these photos belong to the Meriam Library's Special Collections Department CSU at Chico. Here is Will Dean leaning on his auto in front of his house on West 2nd Street in Chico. He was a Diamond Match Company executive. This is the very first automobile to visit Oroville in 1890. An early auto in front of the Hat Creek Powerhouse in Shasta County in 1921. Colonel Fred Robinson at the Stanford Vina Ranch in Tehama County 1919. Boys in auto next to horses at the Gene Johnson Ranch in Glenn County somewhere between 1910 and 1920. A line of cars in front of an auto garage in Alturas in 1918. A very serious-looking F. Jones with his 1915 Studebaker in 1915. Location unknown. Men in a car passing a horse-drawn wagon on Old Humboldt Road in Butte County, 1920. An auto crossing a bridge on the Mad River in 1915. The first auto delivery for the Willows Meat Market in 1915. Note the carbide tank on the running board for the gas-powered headlights. A car with a travel trailer and another trailer with a tent. Year and location unknown. Harlan Maynard, Bernadette and Grandpa Johnson in a Stanley steamer in 1912. Location unknown. An early auto parked in the driveway of the Bidwell Mansion in Chico in 1916. This photo, taken in 1910, shows passengers going to await the arrival of the first passenger train. Location is unknown. A man in a Nash automobile. Date and location unknown. Here is an auto at the intersection of Highway 70 and Highway 89. These were the roads to Belden and Greenville in 1936. William Weinrich and his mother in an overland car which had 40 horsepower and cost $1,700. This was one of the first cars to have a gear transmission and a 3-speed shift. Glenn County. Year unknown. Here is an early automobile in 1900 being used to power a lumber saw. The children and baby seem to be having a blast. Two men in a doorway of a tire shop in Chico, located on 1st and Main Street. 1910. Here is the interior of the very first auto sales room in Oroville in 1910. A view of an early automobile in a field a few miles from Mount Lassen during an eruption. June 14, 1914. A Chevron service station, probably on the Skyway in Paradise in 1950. A Colusa County family and dog in their automobile in 1910. A man sitting on top of a 1910 to 1920 automobile on a very muddy road. I'm thinking this happened a lot in the old days before pavement. People dressed up their cars for parades, like this photo of the Fickart family in Red Bluff during a 1913 celebration. An auto crossing Chico Creek in Bidwell Park in Chico in 1911. This photo was taken in Centerville in Butte County in 1918. Here is William Smith on the very first automobile in Chico in 1902. Here is someone digging around in an auto at Alder Springs in Glenn County in 1912. An automobile broke down at the watering trough above Jonestown in 1913. An early auto visiting Sawyer's Bar in 1915. The Alturas Mercantile Company's auto with loads of chairs and beds being brought from the railroad in 1916. Proud men standing around an early automobile full of game from hunting. Modoc County, 1908. An old car in front of the almond hulling and fruit processing building at Bidwell Orchards in Chico in 1911. The Chico Westwood Susanville stage in 1920, loaded with passengers and luggage. Here is a photo of a larger stage auto for the same route. For men, in auto, in front of the general store, in Lyonsville, in 1908 or 1909. And for all of you motorcycle fans out there, here's one of the park garage in Chico with men on early motorcycles. Their shirts say, Chico MC. The year of this photo is unknown. If you enjoy these videos, please consider donating to this channel, links in description.